we are live, I think. So look, just got to make sure the chat is working okay. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing. Bring that down a little bit there. Just try and get that camera right. Okay. Hey Graham. Hey Prestige P, how are you doing? Right. There we go. Okay, I have some chat. Mark, how are you doing? Not sure how long I'll be here. Okay, I'm glad you're here anyway. Good to have you in. I know Fridays can be a bit tricky for people. You never know. We may be able to do some Thursdays, maybe some weekends. Maybe we might even do like a Wednesday evening. Have a think about it. It's difficult though. At least the vlog is there to watch back. Hope everybody's okay. Hope everybody's weekend. What day is it today? It's Friday. Hope the beginning of the weekend is good for you and you've had a good week. Hey Jeff, good to see you. So today we're going to carry on with the mission. We are going through the first level. We've got a pet, not a pet, a companion. And it's not a pet. This is me thinking about the rules I was typing earlier. Henrik, how are you doing? Good to see you. And I have added a few things to the rules. I reprinted it and changed some things. I'm going to briefly go over what those are, just so we're on top of things. And then we will carry on with the new set of rules. We've had one fight and it was pretty OP. So what I've had to do, and from some of the test results, feedback we've had, we have kind of nerfed the companion's abilities to a certain extent. But you'll see. Struggling with autocorrect. Daniel, good to see you. Okay. Good to have you here in the background, Daniel. Yeah. So, excuse me. I haven't sent this out to most of the testers yet. It's going to come out pretty much. I'm going to probably just iron out a few things over the weekend. Then I'm going to send it to all the testers. That includes Tim, who contacted me recently, and all the other guys who want to get their hands on it. David, Mark, Graham, I'll send you out a digital copy, obviously, for you to have a look at with the updated stuff. I did see that, Jeff. I didn't get a chance, unfortunately, to do anything with it, but I did catch the headline of your email, so I'm aware that maybe we need to push it into the next level to see how effective they are as we go through. But for the moment, we're getting it to a really good state. And of course, around doing the animal companion, I have been doing level 2, which has been slightly delayed this week. And Easter's been pretty busy, but I'm hoping to get level 2 finished by the end of next week, and then we've just got 3 more levels to do of the Legendary Dungeon, and we can start that whole process of sending it to printers, getting the layout done, all that sort of thing. Not in that order. So it's been pretty busy. I feel like though over the next few weeks I'm going to get back into a more settled routine. Easter over here in the UK is pretty busy. I mean, it's weird. Not so much in a religious sense, but because the holiday is sort of based around it. Families get together, shops go a bit crazy. It just feels like it's a time that you should meet up with people, and whether that's just because the trees are coming to life, or the weather's getting nicer, that sort of thing, But it just sort of coincides. So it's been pretty busy times. As I was saying last week, I'm pretty tired, but I'm pushing on, as you do. So just plus it is spring break, over in America, completely. It does. You're going up to see your grandson, aren't you, Jeff, soon? So that'd be good for you. It's been pretty busy. I won't bore you with the details though. This 2D6 Dungeon has largely been taking up most of my time. I haven't been working on the Western game this week, or much of last week actually. I will get back to that. I've been doing a little bit of writing for a friend of mine, helping him out with some bits and pieces. So that's taken up some of my time as well. But maybe we'll talk about that another time. But yeah, seems like we've got a few people in now, which is good. Let's briefly go over the character that we have. We have, I think that looks about right. It's that camera, maybe a little bit higher. Rhaegar. He is obviously a level 1. He's got some experience. He uses a great axe. This is the adventurer we're going through the dungeon with. He wears a jerkin. He has his scroll and his potion left still. We generated an animal companion. Obviously, we are testing the animal companion rules, carrying on with that today. And rolled up a raven who we called Cole, which actually, he's a medium-sized creature with a base HP of 7, health 7 at the moment, is energetic, but has distract, swoop, and retrieve, and courage down here, and fears, which we'll briefly go over again. There's a few little things I wanted to just talk about. So in the rule book here, we have what else did I add in here? Killing blow. If you should take a killing blow in combat and therefore die as a result of the attack, you can choose for your animal companion to sacrifice themselves rather than you dying. What this means is they throw themselves in front of the attack and take a lethal hit no matter how much damage you would have taken. As a result, the companion is killed. If you survive, you must remain companionless for the rest of the dungeon. Seems harsh, but actually that may be quite handy. Sam, good to see you. Welcome in. Same to you, sir. Sharing damage using rations. Okay, so this is another thing that... These are all little things that Jeff has pointed out, so thank you, Jeff. As detailed in the core 2D6 Dungeon rules, page 18, when in the dungeon, you must eat a ration between levels, or there are consequences. I think this is something that people forget, actually. It's one of those rules which some people use, some people don't. And it's probably something that I will forget to do. There may be one or two things that I forget to do, bearing in mind, I'm trying to focus on the filming and making notes and observing, just stuff, just excuses. So I'll try and remember everything, but even though I wrote the rules, there probably will be things that I forget. Your animal companion must also consume a normal ration on the stairs down or lose D6 HP through fatigue. If they do consume a ration, they gain D6 HP up to their baseline. Now, obviously, there are some animals that have a low health. like the squirrel and the we are a dormouse. So you need to be able to feed those small animals, or otherwise they just die of starvation. Okay, so that's pretty bad. Again, it's a little harsher than you thought, but that may be appropriate as it's a big sacrifice. Indeed, it is a big sacrifice. Again, these things can change. We will see. I just think that if you're going to die, then you shouldn't live a game without a massive penalty, and that is losing your companion. That is just how I saw it. Just felt like that should be the way forward. And the rations there, the D6 HP, it may change to like 2 HP. We'll just have to see. I think there's a certain... With the smaller animals, you just got to take more care, maybe, and their skills potentially allow you to gain access to more rations. So there's that to take into consideration. But, you know, of course, if you don't want to use the rations, or you don't have to, it's not compulsory, but highly recommended. You're house ruling if you take that out, basically. There was a mistake on the random table which I corrected. Someone pointed out on one of the posts, but I've corrected that now. Wiping fear. So when you go back, so with the fear and the courage, yeah, if an animal companion takes damage equivalent to more than half its base HP from a single creature in one combat, they fear that animal, and they will not attack that animal in future. And you make a note on your sheet. If an animal companion deals killing blow to an animal, that should have been corrected there. I think Mark may have pointed that out before. To a enemy, then it gains courage when facing that type of enemy. I may have put animal in to not repeat the enemy twice there. Write the specific creature in the courage section on the companion sheet. Animal companions, they have courage against do an extra d6 damage, which again could be quite powerful. Can the companion eat raw meat from downed enemies? Yes. That is a good point. We may have to look at the raw. Yes. I put a little note there. That's a good point. Of course, if you take raw meat from an animal, then you become blooded. So there's always that to think about, potentially. Although you could argue that you could use a weapon and chop a bit off without becoming blooded. Need to think about that one. That is a good little comment there. Thank you. But when you leave the dungeon to return to town, you can choose to take your animal companion to the animalist, where they calm the animal's mind. They remove the creature's fears, but as a consequence, they also lose the courage they have gained against specific creatures, which could be enemies. Again, enemies. Put that in there. Clear the fear and courage sections on the companion sheet. If you visit the animalist, you do not have time to do anything else in town. So there's a price. Cristiano, good to see you. The animal digs in and gets itself blooded. Yeah. The problem with that is you need to really be able to do it at the end of the level. Because by that time you spent a certain amount of energy, you're tired, you've had an ordeal. That's when you need to eat, rather than necessarily during the level, when you could just say tuck into that animal at every occasion. And there's no way of monitoring. How when the animal's fed. So we'll have a think about that. So so we've got that little extra thing, wiping fear, wiping that back when you're going to town if you want to. Get rid of that fear, calm, and I put all of these onto their separate pages. The abilities that we've talked about before. I don't think there's much more here. Not much more here. there is the main change that we need to check, and that is when you attack, when the animal uses an ability, okay, it can only use the ability to attack for that skill for the number of levels that skill is, that ability is. So if it's level 2, they can attack twice within the combat using that ability. Okay, at level 1 they can only attack once. So increasing the levels gives you more attacks in a combat, but you still have to roll for an attempt to see whether the attack is correct for the animal. But we'll go into that a bit more as we play. I don't think there's anything else. I think we're good. Let's just have a quick look here. So we have distract, swoop, and retrieve. And now there was a little thing there was a couple of things. We had a couple of good points on the video about the attack roll, and I think I came back to that person. If you're watching this video back and you've got any questions, put them in the comment section. I try my hardest to answer them and then give it a logical answer for the way things are. So people may, why not do this, why not do that? I try and explain why. It's not always clear on first glance because I've been kind of saturating my brain with the process and the kind of longevity of the implication of some of these skills. Sometimes it's not clear, but there are often reasons for me not doing stuff or doing stuff. So bear that in mind. The unpredictable nature of the... Yes. Where was that? Oh yes, at the back. Right. Thank you, Jeff. Yes. So now some of the damage that is done has been reduced. So before it was heft damage, but now it's half heft damage to reduce it. But also there's a chance that the animal may face an issue. So I wanted to add in something about the fact that when an animal does attack, there's a chance that it may go wrong, and they don't just straight out hit. So to counter that, we have the unpredictable nature of combat, table 1. Roll 2d6. 4. Your companion becomes caught, struggles to withdraw, and loses 1 H point. So there's a certain... Every time... Often when you attack, this is the situation. Companion is too slow and pushed away. It cannot attack next round. So there is a interaction that happens when your companion attacks. Okay, it's not just a straight out hit and points. There are more consequences, more threat, and I think it's just to try and balance it out, basically. But yet, I've tried to work a thematic response to it rather than just give it a number and say no. I've tried to work into it something that could actually enhance it, you know. So hopefully that comes across. Fantastic. Right. So we're going to be referring to that. Is that my voice going already? Right. So we have the table. I was going to draw some of this in, but I clearly haven't. So we had the weapon dump, and then an empty space, and then this room here was an abandoned guard post. Just going to write that in. Just write abandoned guard. Nice. Slots in there, and then we had a kennel. in this section here, which was exciting. Solo RPG Day! Toby, at last. I didn't join at the very end. Now hang on a minute. Is that Alan? Or is that you, Alan? I kind of get a feeling it may well be. So we had some interesting, the weapon drum, we found a symbol, a tree symbol, above a stone basin. Do you remember we placed into there the wooden bowl, which we found in the abandoned guardpost, with some ash inside, and they gave it a +1 because it was turned out to be like a burnt tree stump or something like that. And so I kind of just worked that up, and I'm going to be writing some stuff about inventive usage and the way maybe you can expand that out using your imagination. Because people do ask me about it sometimes, but I thought it gave me a little idea. I just thought maybe we can have a bit more guidance on this for people. And yeah, so I'm going to be doing that. But sorry, I guess I was logged into my solo day. You were. That's all right, my friend. And then I was cross-hatching some of this space here. I do like doing a bit of cross-hatching. Quickly fill that in. And you can see we've got this pattern here. Now, we've got 2 wooden doors. I can't remember whether we checked these doors, so I'm going to do it again. And then we've got the kennels here. And we're moving forward very nicely. And let's not forget, we've got the companion. So hopefully there'll be some situations where I might be able to use something like retrieve. Can retrieve light objects from out of reach spaces. We're going to need to update the swoop action, but we will when we come down to it. Right. So let's check and see whether these doors are locked. I love your cross-hatching. I don't have a creative bone in my body. Well, that's not true. I think you're very creative, Alan. I mean, what is creativity? It doesn't necessarily have to be drawing, you know. Anyway, so let's roll to see whether the doors are locked. That's a no. It's what is the num? What's the numbers again on that? We've got a little table. I think it's 6. 5, 6 is reinforced. Yes. 4 to 6 is metal doors. Yes. So 6, it's locked. It's not locked. Vic, good to see you. Good to see you. So we're going to go up to this room up here, into this space. And we're going to roll some dice. Some nicely, specially designed dice here. Ooh, okay, so it's a 2x2 with 3 exits. Right, so we've got 1 in each wall here. This is exciting. We've got a small room. I'm just going to plug it out here. Very nice. And then just like that. It's like it's a crossroads. Yeah, I always roll separately. So it was just that door there is unlocked. I just remember. I'll just have to remember. I'm not going to put loads of symbols on it today. I might do if I was doing it at home, spending a bit more time again. Doubles! You're not wrong. Thank you. Good call. Thank you, Vic. I will... Here we go. Okay, so we've got 4x6 with 3 exits. Thank you, Vic. Anybody else boss up stuff like that, just say. 4x6. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which takes us right up to there. We need to slot an exit in here. And then I'm not going to put an exit in the top there just because there's no space, and I'm going to put an exit roughly here. There we go. Nice. Okay. Good. No, anybody spot stuff like that? As I said before, when I'm streaming, I tend to miss things a little bit. Let's just put these in here like this. When you're playing the Legendary Dungeon, there's every chance the room may change, so you probably won't want to draw in the rooms with pen until later when you've finished. Okay. Right, so that's fantastic. What type of room do we have? And we can put the exits in as well. Right, let's get the book out here. Level 1 rooms. Level 1 rooms, 99. Here we go. 45. 45. What have we got? 45 is storage area. Okay. It's all been pretty love using the spiral bound, easier to flip. Well, I mean, it's easier to turn for sure. I find the paperbacks easier to flip, but that may not be very useful. You want to be able to lay it flat, don't you, with this? And this is ideal for that. So we've got a storage area. A storage area. Just write that in there. And storage area says empty boxes and tea chests fill this space. There are also sacks and bags. Okay, let's put a few boxes around, maybe a bag, a sack here. Let's have some tea chests. Just make this look a bit more cluttered. Bradley Sippers, how are you doing, my friend? Will the Realms cards be getting a restock? Yes, they will. I'm really sorry about this. It's been a real stress for me, actually, because we know people want the cards. What's happened is just recently they changed the regulations, so our printers said to us, right, you need this CE mark and the UK mark on your cards now that you do. So we were in the process of restocking, and then over a period of about a week, we were backwards and forwards sorting out, a representative in Europe. We had to redesign the box, the side of the box to put certain information on. So that took an extra week. So it looks like it's going to be something like the 5th of May, something like the 5th or the 8th of May, that we'll be getting. So it's going to be another week or two, unfortunately. What I might do is put them up for pre-order on the site next week, so that we can get the orders in, and then when the cards come, I can then just package them up and send them all out straight away. It's a right pain. I'm sorry about that. Bradley, they will be there soon. Vic says, flat is best. Yes, I used it. Turn on the side and flip the pages up and down. Yes. I see what you mean. Vic. Right. So we've got the storage area with the boxes and the bags. Yeah, so cards will be in about 10 days. We hate waiting around for them, but they are good quality cards, and that's the problem. They take longer. I mean, it's not a problem, but it is when you're trying to get them to people. So there we go, some boxes and whatnot. Roll d6. 1 to 4. A random patrol comes by. Roll on L1P -1. If you survive, roll on BT1. Okay, so it's just an area that is patrols are coming through, so we need to check. It's a 1 to 4, and all the exits are archways, by the way. It's not a unique space. 1 to 4. 5. No patrol. Well, that's not so bad, although we really do need to be able to test some of these monsters out against our... So, not that useful, but we do get to roll on BT1, which is bag table 1, as far as I'm aware. Here we go. So we found a bag, and we're going to roll 2, 6, 7. At the bottom of the bag, carefully wrapped in leather, is some cheese, game 1 ration. Now that is handy because we do need extra rations when it comes to our animal companion. Let's make that 4. And I'm going to put in some leather wrap here. Leather wrap. You never know. That might come in handy for something. Awesome. So these are archways. We're going to go along to the left-hand side here. And it is a double 1. Wow. Okay, so what's the rules on the double 1? I can't remember. If you roll double 1, you roll again, don't you? Did I make that rule? Was there a... I'm just questioning myself here. If it's a double 1... Ba, ba, ba. Just, ba, ba, ba. Apart from double 6, there you go. So it is, yeah. So we have a... oh, let's do this one. We have... Nope. Oh, man. Okay, so it is quite small after all. So we've got a 2 by 3 room on this side. So it's going to be a... 2 by 3. How many exits? 0 exits. A dead end. So it ends in this little corner here. What is in this small room? Oh, we rolled with it, David. Okay. A little room. What is this small room? Let's just check. Get the level 1 small rooms 103. Small rooms. What have we got? We have 11. Wall shrine. In the wall is a small shrine at which you can make an offering, as it has a ledge to place items. It's dedicated to a god. Right, let's find out what the god is. We've got a little shrine in here. Let's put some kind of decoration there. And it's got like a little ledge you can put something on. And it's a small offering. And there. Okay, got the shrine in here. Don't know why it's shaped like that, but it is. Okay, and wall shrine. Just about read that. Okay. Let's roll for the god. Here we go. What god is it? It's just 1d6. 6. Radicina. The Redix. Radicina. Okay. I'm going to put it up here. Small wall shrine. to Radicina. Let's have a look at level 1. Rhaegar and Cole. The date is it's April 2025. Nice. Just filling in the details at the top of the map there. Okay. The cards here we have. Radicina. Seeds, roots, mushrooms, vegetables, acorns, pearls. Seeds, roots. Wow. That is funny, really, considering that if I look at my selection of items, did I have anything here? Metal strips, spiked collar, cord, useless swords, ash, 2 broken blades, pouch, straw. You can have some straw, mushrooms, roots, seeds, vegetables. No. Okay. None of this. 2 bones. Nothing. Nothing suits Radicina. So what I'm going to have to do is made a no sacrifice, no offering made. So if I find something, I'll go back to here and we will try and get a favour point. But in the meantime, we can't offer anything. We can't offer anything to the gods in that situation, which is a shame. Okay. Right, so we're going to track back here and we're going to go through this archway here and see what we got. Another 2x2. Let's roll again. 3, 2. So that is 5x4. So it's going to be 5x4 up. Let's squeeze it in here. Let's go down here. I'm going to make this 1, 2, 3, 4. And is it 5? Yeah, 5 along. 1, 2. And how many doors? 2 doors. 2. Okay, so we're going to go 1 up. There. 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to put the door in down here and have it connect up with this one. So we've got this kind of little area here. Makes me think of maybe having a jealous god where there is a consequence to if you cannot or don't make a sacrifice and just leave. She likes acorns. Bet you wish you'd taken along a squirrel companion. That is a good point. He would have plucked one out of his pocket, his little red pocket. Okay, so I'm going to put this like so. Okay, and then we're going to find out what this room is, and we'll put some doors in if we need to. So we've got this little space here. So I've just taken a few liberties here and I've just connected these up. And I'm going to just do it like that. So it goes through there. I quite like taking an opportunity to connect up dungeon spaces. I just think it's cool. Like that. And then we've got this internal spacing here. Just put a little bit of cross hatching. There we go. Hopefully you can see that. I'm drawing a bit of an angle. I like the idea of jealous gods. I like the idea, Jeff. Like if you can't leave an offering, you have to give a blood sacrifice and lose 1 HP or something. I mean, it could be a lot worse than that in theory, couldn't it? We could do like a hardcore mode, where the anger of the gods mode. Right, so what is this room? Let's have a find. Let's see what we've got. It's like 99. Right. Here we go. What is this room? No, we're going to roll that one again. I can't believe. Right. 56. I think we may have rolled that before. Roll a double one. 56. A dump. It is a dump. We have got a dump. Wow. This dungeon, man, it's like storage, dump. We've got like abandoned spaces, empty spaces. We've got a weapons dump. This is a level. What a dump. Oh my God. There are other things in it like chapels and stove rooms and morgues. But no, we're getting all the dump. There's definitely a story here. This level has been pretty much abandoned. And they've gone lower. They're just dumping stuff in here. Right, what does the dump say? This space has been used to dump rubbish and stone, piles of which fill 2 corners. Alright, let's just put some stone in here. Have some lumps of stone and bricks and stuff. Yeah, I kind of like that. I like this. There's a corner over here. Let's put some stones in there. I think that works. Chaos. A blood sacrifice equals prayer level. HP. Player level HP. I get you, right. Yes. Maybe. We definitely need to... Funny how it works out that way sometimes. It is. There's a narrative going on here. I'm getting you. Good to see you, Chaos. Good to see you using it. Yeah. The spiral bound is perfect for filming. Definitely is. I prefer the paperback for when I'm travelling or going around. So, right. So, Clive, good to see you, Clive. The god wanted pearls. As you try leave without providing anything, a voice booms out about how much your teeth look like pearls. Yeah, you enter the next room and then, where are my teeth gone? That would be out. That's like one of those horrible nightmares, isn't it? New stretch goal for next Kickstarter is hardcore God mode. Yes, vengeful God mode. I think it should be called. Right, in the dump. What have we got in the dump? You rummage through the rubbish. Roll on rubbish on RUPT1 and then on IAUT1. Okay, so we could have an event here. Let's have a look. Rubbish tables. Here we go. It's a table for everything. Let me just check what one that was again. Dump. I haven't been able to test the animal yet. We need to get into a fight, don't we, really? RUPT. There it is. Rubbish pile table. We need a table for everything in this game. 6. There are some small twisted bits of metal and scrap in the scrap and rubbish. Okay. So, twisted... I'm going to put some 2 bits of twisted metal. I've already got some metal strips here as well. 2 pieces of twisted metal. Okay, I've written that on there. Not much good. And then we need to roll on the incidents table for level 1, which could be anything in this. Actually, there's a whole range of things we could get in this part of it. Might they be large items? I'm not. I think with that one, I can kind of like choose. It's not very specific, so I'm not too worried about that. Okay, let's roll on this table here. 25. Thrown into a corner is a rag. You hold it up and see the shadowy outline of a god traced on it, and realise this is a holy shroud. This is the Holy Shroud quest. Roll on God Table 1 to identify the god. If you place this at a shrine or altar to that god, you gain 2 favour points for that god. Okay. Alright. So, what are the chances here? Toby, thank Jo for the community, for everything she does. Yeah, she does a fantastic job. She helped me with an oversight on a recent order. Everything arrived packed perfectly. Brilliant. Chaos. Love goes out to Jo. Yeah, she does a great job with organising everything. Which is very, very tricky, but she's got it nailed. She's got it nailed down. So yes. I'll tell her you said that and she'll be happy. It just sometimes takes a little bit of a thank you, and it makes all the difference in the world. So I appreciate that, Chaos. Right, so we've got a rag, a holy shroud. Let's put this on here. We need to see what god it is, because wouldn't it be ironic? Wouldn't it just be ironic if it's an image of Radacina? I need to roll a 6, if that is the case. Let me double check. I rolled a 6 before. Right, let's see what god it is. Okay, up here. What are the chances? What are the chances? If we get a 6, it'll feel fated. 5. Neverzeta. Okay, so the image of Neverzeta the Blind is on the Holy Shroud. Let me just put this in my quests here. Side quests. Okay. I'm going to put it here. So there's a little thing for side quests. I'm going to write in there. Never Zeta Holy Shroud. Find a incidentally, someone recently did a set of cards for all the quests in game. And the solutions to them, or the how you go about finding them. So find an altar to Nev for 2 favour points. So just in here in my side quests thing there. So I've got to keep an eye out for that. So that's quite nice. It's nice to get a quest. Little side quests. Frank, good to see you. Regular 2d6 with Animal Companion, or the Legendary. How you doing, Frank? Good to see you. It is not Legendary. It is just normal 2d6 dungeon with the Animal Companions. So the Animal Companions has always been just an expansion of 2d6 dungeon. At the moment we have our Raven with us. Cole, his name is. We're going to go north here, and we're going to explore this section here. Now the dump, let's check the doors for the dump. Let's have a look here. The dump doors are archways, so we are all good there. Fantastic. Alright then, so we're going to go north, and we get a 4x6. Good. Yeah, it's not an expansion of Legendary, is what I was trying to say basically. 4x6, so we're going to squeeze this in. We're going to move this along here. Give ourselves, I'm going to put it in there actually. 1, 2, and then it's going to go, I'm just going to put it in as much as I can here. Goes right up to the outside wall. And how many exits does it have? That's the question. Oh, what I was playing, 3 exits. Right, so it can only have 2. Well, actually, it can't have one that way either. So we're just going to put one in this way. And I'm going to put it down lower here. So we've got one exit there. Ah, yes, it will. As Jeff says there, you can use it in the Legendary, you can use it in the Dungeon. It doesn't really convert to when you're exploring the realm. But having said that, you can take it into the smaller layers in the realm, like the towers and the caves, and use it in there, which makes it nice to level your character and companion together before Legendary. Yeah, exactly. That's it. That's another good point. Nice one, Jeff. Right, so what is this room here? It's a normal room. Let's have a look here. And we have D66. What do we get? 56. I think we've had that one already. Yes, we just had that one. So we're going to roll a different one. And 31. That is a snake pit. Fantastic. Snake pit. The snake pit, a dusty bowl set into the floor, is home to an angry looking snake. It rises up towards you. Right, we need to to open the chest in the pit, you must face a snake. Roll on level 1 snake table. If you survive, roll on chest table 2 -2. Okay, so we've got a snake pit here. Gonna draw the snake pit. Awesome. And the snake pit room has random doors, so we'll find out what those are. Yeah. What makes it nice? It could have a ventilation shaft. Yes, this room could. So I'll deal with the room. Although at the moment my character's fine, so I'm just going to push on until I feel like I need to find an exit. So we've got this snake pit here, and we're going to have the snake in the middle here. Oh, there he is. It's not a very good snake, but that will do. Let's find out what type of snake it is. And then we're going to be looking at how we do the fighting, the new fighting with the animal companion. Oh, let's have a look at the exits. 65 archways. Look at that. Very handy. So we keep the doorways as they are. And the snake table. I may have missed it actually. Yes, I have missed it. It's at the beginning of level 1. Level 2, level 1. Level 1 snakes down here. D6. What have we got? 6. Giant horned anaconda. Oh boy. That's the hard one. Let's get him out. In here somewhere. There we go. That is a tough snake. It is a tough snake. That is annoying. Okay, let's just put that up there. And we're going to put giant horned anaconda. Has 15 health there. Just quickly write that in. Snake pit on the side here. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is we've got Cole here, our animal companion. Cole is going to attack first. So just to go over this again so we get this right. Combat. These are abilities that must be used during combat. One combat ability can be used once per round before the enemy attacks. Every time you attempt, you've got to roll d6 for the attempt roll. If that is higher than the round die, then the animal can perform the ability. If it is equal to lower, then it's 2 times something's got in the way. Remember, note the level of the combat ability reflects how many times the companion can use it in a single combat. Okay, so we're going to have our Cole here is going to swoop in. He sees as we go into the fight, Cole, he jumps off my arm. In fact, he's hopped off there already, and he's flown, and he's attacking the snake because he's a good companion. And he's going to do swoop, which is at the back here. If we look at swoop, your companion can swoop down and attack the enemy during combat. Your companion must try to avoid injury. Oh, that's against 2. Right. Your companion swings down, swings in and slashes the enemy for d6 damage. Okay, so let's add that in there. See, that is not bad. Can he? That's the attempt roll. So yes, that's higher than 1. And then the damage is 1. Okay, that is not very good. Now I also have to roll on the unexpected nature of combat table here, which is d12, and I get a 5. Your companion is too slow and pushed away. It cannot attack next round. Okay, so as a consequence of that combat, that small little combat sequence there, Cole flew in just before I attacked, did 1 point of damage to the snake, which goes down to 11 to 14. That is quite powerful, considering I only have 10 HP myself. And the snake kind of batted it away almost, kind of headbutt. I don't quite know what it did, but it did. It kind of threatened it, and the snake and poor old Cole got pushed away to the point where he's slightly cautious. And he's knocked, and he won't attack next turn, but he can attack the turn after that, which he probably will be doing, because this is a pretty tough critter here. All right, so I get to roll my dice sets of 3, 4, and 6, 4. I've obviously got 2 shift. Yellow is primary, so I could shift this to a hack. I can shift that up to a 3, so we've got a 3, 2. And I do d6 damage. Let's just bear in mind, scale block on secondary 2s and 5s. So it does block my hack there. So it's d6 minus 2. Doesn't feel good. 1 point of damage. Wow, okay. Right, so 1 point of damage on that snake. 13. Okay, so our attacks were pretty ineffective there, unfortunately. Still round 1. The snake is going to attack. It has Smother, special attack, miss next round, once per combat. And it's got Horn Jab. So we've got Smother, 5, 3, and Horn Jab, 2, 3. Double 4. It cannot, it's got 1 shift because it's a level 1 animal, and 4, no, if it had 1 more shift, it could shift 5 and 3 and it would have done the smother, but it didn't, and it won't. It misses. Right, next round. Cole cannot attack because of the outcome of the last round, but I can. I get 5, 1. Okay, I can't do 2. No, I need 3 shifts. I miss. And my dice, my jerkin blocks primary 4s, which is neither of the snake's attacks. The snake does 1-6, which it cannot shift to. So that's round 2. Done. We're on to round 3. Alright. I get a 2-1, which is... I can do the hack again, but it's scale block. It scales block, and it will be -2 damage again. Let's get a high roll this time. 1 point again. Oh my word. Okay. So it goes down to 12. Put that on there. It's a very little right. Sorry, it's so small. And then it attacks me. It's going to hit me this time, surely. 5-4. It can do the smother. I could have used the bird. I didn't use my bird. Oh god. So I forgot my bird, and it's going to be harder for the bird to hit next time. See, that is me. The Raven attack. I know. I think because we're in that moment, we're still in that round, I will use it. Only for testing purposes, though. Ordinarily, I wouldn't. So we are going to do the Raven attack as well. We will, after this attack is done. So, D6. Yeah, that's true. So, it does D6 -2 damage. And I miss the next round of combat. So it doesn't do any damage, but I miss the combat round. All right. But in that same round, we are imagining that Cole has done another attack. And again, let me just double check on Cole's swoop here. It slashes for D6 damage, but there's also a consequence. Let's have a look. Oh. Right, it rolls and it does 6. Oh no, I'm going to roll for attempt. See, I'm getting used to this as well. So I need a 4 or higher for this successful hit. We roll the damage again. 4 or higher. And success. It attacks and it does this damage. Serves me right. Serves me right. 1 damage. Get my dice mixed up. Okay. As David preempted. Yes, obediently refrain. Yes, I know. That is exactly the thing. It would normally, if that was a normal situation, rather than me trying to get a feel for the balance of the combats, rather than me making an error, I would have just passed that one on. If you get what I'm saying, I'm trying to gauge how effective the animals are. So that is down to 11. So this is, the dice gods are definitely not in my favour. They're teasing me at the moment, I think, the dice gods. All right, and I need to roll to see what effect this this has on the bird. Don't forget that. Right, so we've done the attack, done 1 damage, and 3 and 5, 8. Your companion performs the ability well. It just does its job. No other effect. No, I'm late. Hello from Arkansas. Jordan, how are you doing? Don't worry. We've still got some play left in us. And you can always watch the vlog back, my friend. Right. So, we're right in the thick of it. Round 4. Okay. The snake is smothering me at the moment. I can't attack. It can. But my bird can attack. Cole can attack. My raven. But it's because it's round 4. He needs to roll 5 or higher to successfully navigate the battle scene. 5. Fantastic. Okay. Right, so he does D6 damage. I know I keep checking. D6 damage, and then roll on the table again. So let's have a look. Oh, you're right. You're right. Jeff, thank you. I've been doing the old rule. So the rule is the Raven cannot attack because it's level 1, but we can give it an experience point. See, this is the whole thing. This is why we're doing this. Okay, so the Raven can't attack, so we'll forget about that. I was getting excited. I get a bit excited with these things, I have to be honest with you. Yeah, you're right, because that is the new rule. So the Raven can't attack. 2 XP in total. Hang on a minute. It did 2 attacks. It shouldn't have done 2 attacks because it can only do 1 attack. So we'll just leave it at that. We'll just leave him with 1 XP because he's a level 1. God damn it. It's a learning process. We'll get there. I won't do it next time. But what we can do is rather than the swoop, okay, he's going to, rather than the swoop, he's doing a distract. Okay. So you can use distract once. Okay. So we definitely rolled to use the ability, didn't we? The enemy has -1 shift for this round. There we go. Simple. Distract. Works. -1 shift. And he gets an experience point there. So we're going to do that. So the Anaconda has got -1. Yeah, I think you are, David. It is new. Yeah. I'm going to send out this redrafted edition to all the testers, probably on Monday. Okay, so wait for any more testing. This is coming to you, and it's going to be in a nicer format as well to print out. It's properly laid out this time as well. Been working on that. Yeah. So okay. So it's distracted the Anaconda. It gets 1 extra XP, and the Anaconda's -1 shift. So it's got no shift for this attack. So it rolls a 2-1, and it needed to be exact, and it isn't. It doesn't hit this round. I'm back in the fray. In fact, I am also forgetting that was a +1 shift. So it is 1 shift, so it goes a 2-2. If it hadn't been distracted by Cole, it would have hit me with the horn jab doing D6 damage. See, that's what it all comes down to. Okay, round 5 with the... Okay, good. So, Cole is exhausted. He's a bit terrified about the whole situation. Yes. Definitely won't, David, I'm sure. Right, so we are back to round 5. +2 shift. It's my go. And we have my attacks here. Cole is put to one side, but has earned his way, earned his ration. 4-3, which I can shift to incisive heft, and the Anaconda cannot block my incisive heft. So that is D6 +3 damage. Come on. 5 damage. All right, now we're talking. That brings the Anaconda down to 6 points. Right, I've really got away with it here, actually, so far. And then the Anaconda has +3 shift and does a 4/5, and it can shift to smother 5/3, but it doesn't actually. I don't miss a round next time because it's once per combat with that ability. It's something that is slow, and it caught me off guard initially, but I'm not going to fall for it again. That is the kind of the thinking behind that. All right. So it does D6 -2 damage. 2 damage, 2 health points. Okay, so I'm down to 8. All right, and it is on. This is where the combat really gets dangerous. 6. Okay, we're on to round 6 +3. That's where it stays for the rest of the combat. I can do incisive heft, which is D6 +3. Oh, look at that. We'll go with that. I like the idea of the companion negating the multiple enemy shift rule in the increasing difficulty. Adds little extra but of narrative and strategy. Thank you, Jordan. Appreciate that, my friend. Yeah, I'm always trying to make it thematic like that, trying to give it that extra story. 6 +3, and it is dead. -3, that takes it down to. Okay, so the giant horned anaconda. There is no treasure for that one, but we do get 30 XP. And that brings me up to 56. We are approaching level 2. Very sweet. Look at that. Okay. So the snake pit is there. We now have a room. I'm going to carry on this way and connect it all up around here. And find the stairs somewhere down there maybe. All right. Let's just put that back like that. We need the room dice. Gonna go this way. 5, 6 with 3 exits. Well, I don't think it's going to work out that way. We're just going to have to go. We're going to have to just. It's 6 down. So 1, 2, 3, and then we're just going to put it in the corner like this with an exit down the bottom, like so. In fact, we may bring the room into there like that, depending on what size we roll. Haven't rolled any corridors yet in this one. All right. What have we got? We've got another room. Level 1 rooms. Let's do this. $62. What's 62? Damp space. Okay, this isn't good. There is a leak dripping down from above, so the space is abandoned and wet. I'm looking forward to role-playing everything with my companion. I'm going to inventive usage the poor critter until it's annoyed with me. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I feel like, to a certain extent, I should be doing more of that, but with everything else I'm trying to remember. Okay, so it's a damp space. I'm going to just do some kind of puddles around this room. It makes sense because this damp space is in the corner of the first level, which kind of, you can imagine that maybe it leaks in down on the corner from above. This level, it is a dump. It is an absolute dump. Okay, but damp spaces aren't good in dungeons. Fight a fungal creature living here. Roll a d6. 1 to 3, musty bloater. 4 to 6, a fungal geist. Here we go. It is a fungal geist. Right. So we need to have a fungal geist out here. that is level 2. There we are. Pretty easy creature, actually. Right, this may be an opportunity for our Raven to get another experience point. Cat should get a roll to help the enemy. Cat should get a roll to help the enemy. Do you mean you don't like cats? Is that what it is? Cats are the enemy, are you saying? Oh, is there another reference here? I don't get it. All right. Okay, we've got the damp up in the room here with a little bit of... Okay, a little bit of damp. A little bit of damp and some spots like that. And then we've got the... let's put a little bit of cross-hatching up here. Why not? There we go. I will fill the rest in once it's finished. Now, I like cats. They're just fickle creatures. They are. They are funny old things. I've got a cat as well, Freya. She's a scraggy, little, thin, black and white and grey cat, not black and white cat. And she is a terror. All she does is attack me. That's not strictly true. She asks for food off me sometimes. Sam, because they know they're in charge. Yeah, cats are in charge. Fungal Geist. And that is got HP 5 compared to the blooming Anaconda. This is a pushover. All right. Rubbery hide, secondary 4s. Okay, that is one of my attacks as well. That is the incisive heft. Okay, so it defends against the incisive heft. -2 damage. And it's got 1 attack, Mycelium Lash. 3/3. D6 -3 damage. I'm not going to have too much of a difficulty against this type of creature, I don't think. But they're just there. I added these types of creature into the game just because it chips away at you. They might get 1 hit in, say, if you don't land a couple. And then, you know, a couple of those, and it adds up. And it just gives a bit of an edge to things. That's my thinking, anyway. Right, Cole is going to swoop in with a swoop attack, because you can only do it once. Let's not forget that. And also it has to roll in on the trouble table, the unpredictable nature of combat table. So does D6 damage. 5. Oh man, Cole's not having any of this. Cole swoops in, grabs it, and just lacerates it. 5 damage. Cole kills the enemy, but there's still the unpredictable nature of combat to consider, which we'll roll on here. 5. Your companion is slow and pushed away. So it's as it does the damage, it gets knocked to one side, but it is fine. And you get D3 Geist mushrooms, 2 D6 mushrooms, 2 Geist mushrooms. Nice. I like the chipping away from the lesser enemies. It also gives you a false sense of security when you face something tougher and you suddenly find yourself in trouble. Exactly. It's like, you could argue that you could have just silver and gold pieces, but by having copper pieces as well, which aren't worth a lot, it's just like a smack in the face when you find 5 copper pieces. It just is a funny thing. It does, yes. So it now has courage against... it's just fungal geist. I've decided that it will just be very specific to the creature. So it now has courage against these fungal geist. When it sees them, it does an extra d6 damage. You can imagine what havoc it's going to wreak upon these kind of rubbery little creatures that aren't really very frightening at all, really. Mark, did I miss? Was that Cole's activation roll? That is a good question. I automatically assumed that he'd rolled. We'll just assume that he succeeded. Good point, Mark. Right, we need a. I tell you what we need. We need an animal companion bookmark, so I can remember. I will get that. It will slot into my brain to do the activation. Thanks for the yes. Trebbit, how you doing? Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, I am getting a bit overexcited. Yeah. Calm myself. Anyway, we'll just go with it. It's good for the narrative, and gets an extra. To be honest, I was hoping that Cole didn't kill the thing, and he could use his second ability to get 2 XP, so he'd have 6 XP, and then I could have leveled up one of his abilities, the swoop ability, so he could do that twice in combat. That's kind of like a goal to try and level up. Yeah. So as I said before we began this adventure, that I would probably forget things because I'm kind of looking at the screen and slightly distracted. You know, when I'm playing it at home, my own, I'm testing it. There's definitely more focus, but you know, this is fun. I'm trying to be fun. You need a Bailey's. I should have got a Bailey's actually. It's a bit late now. If it's a creature card specific bonus, it is. Yes, it is. Or is it a bonus on the guard? For example, would be bonus on no. Yeah, I know. That's my thinking, David. If I said he got courage against humans, because that would be the guard, the blacksmiths, the medic, all those, he'd be doing an extra d6 damage against all those types. What it is the animal instinctively recognises something about the human or the animal that it's drawn towards. It may be that the blacksmith smells of coal, ironically, or it might be that the medic is wearing particular things that the creature recognises. That is what it's drawn to, the specific nature. That's how I thought it would work. It is. Otherwise, it's too powerful. But you can argue it away thematically, which is important to me. Okay, so that is another thing as well. If your creature kills the enemy, you only get half the XP. Okay, so that's important. See, that one's sunk in. So I only get 3, 59. And I don't lose any more thing, and that is killed there. So we'll do that. That's fine. Is that all the dopamine from rolling so many dice? It could be, Jordan. Oh man. Okay. Well, we're getting a better sense. I'm getting a better sense about how functional, how useful the animal is. It certainly gives an extra dimension to the combat when you're thinking about the rolling and what you're trying to achieve and what you're trying to remember. So it's a bit more involved for sure, and I don't want to make it any more complex than it is. So we can't include too many things in it, really, I feel. All right. Right, we're going to go through here and we just double check. It was definitely damp space was wooden. Damp space is wooden doors. Okay, so right. So we've got a wooden door here. Let's see what this wooden door, whether it's locked or not. A 6, and it is. Let's hope it isn't. 4. We're good. We're good. Okay, so we can go through it. We're going to go down to this space here. And it is a 1x3. It is actually a corridor, which is quite nice, actually. And how many exits? How many doors does it have? Has one door. Wow. Okay. So we're just going to do it down here, and we're just going to do the doorway that way. And it links up in here. Just going to link it up like that. Bizarrely, I think that kind of works. So 1, 2, 3 with an exit that way, and it just virtually links. I'm just going to link it up to that. All right, which means I go around here, come back through the kennels here, and then back down to the entrance space, and there's a way out this way here. So we're going to go. Let's move that funky glass. All animals should get the bonus against the medic. Have you ever taken a cat to a vet? They hate them. I have actually taken a cat to a vet, and weirdly enough, David, our cat loves our vet. Is always excellent for them. So I don't know. It's weird. No problem at all. You're just being unlucky, mate. Okay. You do a good job finding simpler solutions to my more complicated suggestions. Yeah, I guess so. I think that I think it's just having. You are an authority on this game, Jeff, which I really appreciate. But when I think I just have that. I just can see, and I think you see it as well, a consistency to the type of roles and the amount that's involved. And I say to myself, well, that sounds just a bit too complicated for this game. So I think to myself in my head that I need to refine that a little bit. But it's that initial idea that's important. It's getting that concept going and then refining it. Clive says, my cats are also fine with the vet, but the car rides, not so much. They scream the whole way. Yeah. Our cat is the same. They instinctively know that they're in some strange things, some strange metal object that is travelling at speed. I just think they know it. They know, they can feel it, and it's like, this isn't natural. And to a certain extent, I can understand that. I can understand why they must feel that. It must be very strange for them. Anyway, this room down here. Here we go. Ooh. 4x6. What have we got? Take your foot off the gas then, if you're doing night. Yes. David's been joyriding again. Right. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to go in 4 across. And like so. How many exits does it have? 2 exits. Okay. Right, well I might put 1 in here, like that, and then 1 over here. Okay. What type of room do we have? Let's have a look. Level 1, part 2. 36. Okay. Indoor camp. In the corner of in the corner, 2 chairs are placed at a burner. The room is warm. On a shelf is a ball of twine. Someone is sitting by the burner. They attack. Roll on level 1 warrior -1. If you survive, roll on IAUT 1. Okay. Good question, David. I was thinking about that, but then I looked at it and I thought, well, I could have one of these as the last rooms attached to the side. Now, indoor camp, they're wooden doors, so we're going to put some little wooden doors in here. There's just enough space. All right, and it is a indoor camp. Put that like that. There we go. So, 2 chairs and a burner. I'm going to put the burner in here. It's got little legs there, and there's a 1 chair here, and 1 chair here by the door. There we go. Nice. And there is someone in here sitting at the burner warming their hands quite near to the entrance of the dungeon, which kind of makes sense. So that's cool. Let's just put this in here, give you a bit more clarity. Draw this in with pen. Just like so. All right. Let's roll on the level 1 warrior table. Here we go. In fact, it's not warrior, it's level 1 warden, I think. L1W, so it's warden, not warrior. Just double check that. L1W, oh, it is warrior. No, wardens. Here we go. 6, jailer and a guard. Can you please explain HP and regarding HP after combat? Sorry for the question. Health points. So you will take, when you take damage, you lose health points. Regarding HP after combat. Sorry for the question. I've been incorporating into my games going forward. Hang on a minute, I missed something here. Would you not? I like how Jeff did his final room at the Facebook post today. Loved the narrative to it. Fantastic. I don't think I've read that. I have to have a look at that. I will have a look. Can you please explain HP? Yep, health points. So that's just once you go down to 0 health points, you're dead. David says to Jeff, I think I'll be incorporating into my games going forward. I think I rush for the exit sometimes. Oh, I see. Okay, yes. This fitting in the smaller rooms. Yeah, so we have got a jailer and a guard. Did it say -1 on that table? Let me just double check. Just double check. Indoor camp. Yes, it's -1, so it's just a jailer. Okay, so we've got a jailer in here. A jailer. We'll grab the jailer out. Oh yes. Okay, so Philip, you can use potions. You can eat rations. You can, when you wait for guards, you can eat some ration and gain some health points back. You also have HP from rations, yes. Or head back into the town, as Vic says, which is Stale's going to the town. Yes. There are a number. Thank you, guys. Awesome. What a nice set of answers there. Right. So, jailer. Let's get the jailer out. Here he is. Ah, thanks, Philip. Okay. No problem. Anytime. You throw questions in there as much as you like. We've got some great minds. Oh yeah, herbs as well. And leveling up. They're just... You guys. Okay, so health point 6. Shift 1. And there's a pouch table in the reckoning as well. Right, so we are, of course, going to use Cole to attack first. Gets 1 attack, Cole does, because it's still level 1 on the swoop ability. And this is a d6. He's got to roll on the table after, so... Right, here we go. D6. Oh no, that is the activation roll, so definitely works. And then to damage 2. Okay, so 2 points of damage to the jailer, bringing the jailer down to 4, and we have to roll on the table for our third here. 7. Performs the ability well. No bad benefits. I'm waiting for my copy in the mail. Well, it won't take long, Philip, I'm sure. Trebbit, I missed what you said here. Or if you are me, you forget to heal while in town and return to the dungeon half dead. Oh man, if you go into the dungeon, you realise you haven't just put your health points up. You slept overnight, so you have healed. Right. Okay, so that was successful, but that brings Cole up to 6. Now, he does have his distract ability that he can use, which we will attempt to use if we need to. In fact, we probably will use it because it means he'll get some more XP. And we'll look at upskilling Cole in a minute. Alright, so back into combat here. Barge on secondary 2s, -2 damage. So my hack can be blocked by the jailer. And he's got a sharp kick and a punch. 5-1 and a 3-3. I block on primary 4s, which doesn't block any of his attacks. Okay, 3-3. My attack, and I get a hack there, which is I can shift that down to 2, which gives me a 3-2, and I do d6 damage. Yeah, the Facebook group. Jason, what is this? This is 2d6 dungeon. Oh, you must be aware of that, Jason. And we're playing the Animal Companions. We're just testing the Animal Companions expansion using the 2d6 dungeon level 1. I have a companion called Cole. He's a raven, and he's been very handy so far, doing bits of damage here and there, gaining skills. 3. So I do 3 damage, which isn't quite enough. Takes it down to 1. So the jailer attacks. 2-1. 1 shift. Cannot shift to an attack, which is now round 2 over here. Now I'm going to have my raven swoop in. Thanks, guys. So I'm going to have my raven swoop in again and do some distraction. Now let me just I'm gonna roll 3 or higher to activate this. Okay, 3 or higher, and we're successful. Really lucky with that. So distracting doesn't actually. So just -1 shift for the next round. XP. Yes. So there's not actually much risk involved with distracting somebody. That hack shouldn't have been interrupted. So -2 damage equals 1. Ah, you're right. Good call. Thank you. Good call, Mark. Let's just correct that. Where's my pencil? So it was 4 down to 3. Good call. Thank you, Mark. All right. So swoops in, gains an XP, and that guard has -1 shift on this round, which is round 3, I think. Round 3, or was it round 2? Round 2. All right. I'm attacking. 2-6. Let's move Cole away there. 2-6, which is pretty bad. I miss. The jailer attacks. Question about the new rule update. Is it 1 ability attempt per level on 1 ability successful usage per level? Yes. If it didn't activate, is there still 1 usage? Yes. Yes, it is. So for each ability, it can be used the number of times that it is the level. So if it's a level, if it's ability, if you get what I mean. So if it's a level 3 ability, you can use it 3 times. Okay. If it's a level 2 ability, you can use it twice. In this situation, they're both level 1, so I can use their ability twice. Now, they're combat abilities. So the Raven has 2 combat abilities, and he's now used both his abilities, distract and swoop, and that's it. Failed attack still counts. Hope that makes sense. It is still used for damage in some. I decided after sort of discussion, and we decided not to add the heft at the lower levels. Because it was too OP. And in fact, I've now broken it up into half heft sometimes. So there, that is the balancing. There will continue to be some balancing done with the animal companions. I'm going to be sending this out to you guys now that it's in a better format, and people will feel it's worth spending more time on, hopefully. Heft may be used in some, yeah. Yeah. All right. Their attack. 4-6. Nope, they miss. Okay, so my bird can't do anything in the rest of the combat. It's now down to me. 3-4. I can take that down to. Did I go up a 3-4? I can do a hack. D6 damage. 5 damage, which kills the jailer. -2. Alright, so jailer has a pouch and 10 XP there. Pouch table 1 minus pouch table 1 plus 1. Okay, nice. No, not for that one. Was it? Oh, it was 2s. Oh, I thought it was the one above. I thought it was the one below. Incisive heft. Oh, I was getting mixed up with those there. Anyway, that's fine for the moment. It killed him anyway. It will do. I thought it was the other one. Did we not take it off the other one? I thought I did the incisive hack before. Oh, doesn't matter. It's a pretty weak character, so... anyway, what are we on? We are looking at pouch table 2. Pouch table 1 plus 1. Here we go. See if we can actually get some loot. Blimey. No. D6 silver coins inside the pouch. 3 silver coins. Wow. We did get that mid-quality ruby before. Only 3 silver coins, but that's better than nothing. Better than a kick in the teeth. Right. Unless you sue the person for a lot of money. Okay, I see that this is fully funded Kickstarter game that is a solo dungeon crawler. Yes, Jason, it is. Yeah. How did you find your way into the chat, Jason? Was it randomly come up on Twitch, on YouTube? Yeah. So we've had 3 Kickstarters. We had the original 2D6 Dungeon Kickstarter. Then we had the Realm Overland Expansion Kickstarter. And then most recently we had the Legendary Dungeon, which is like a much harder dungeon. So you've got like the core dungeon, Overland, and then the kind of more like an expert dungeon, if you like, I guess. And so they've had the 3 different Kickstarters. And then there's other stuff that goes around it. Yeah, you're on my YouTube when it opened. Well, fantastic. Yeah, and we're testing... There are a number of smaller expansions. So like, there's the Haunted House expansion. There's the Lairs expansions. There's the Animal Companions expansion, which is a new one from the last campaign, and we're just testing it. So that will be printed alongside the Legendary Dungeon, which is coming up. All right, so what we're going to do here is we are going to go this way into this zone here. Let's see what we got here. Oh, no, I'm going to roll the proper die. Here we go. All right, so we have a 2x3. I'm just going to do one little room in here. And how many doors? 2 doors. So we could... I'm not going to fit one in up there, but I will put one in down here. Let's put it in down here. So we've got a small room here. They're only going to be small rooms from this point on. And then maybe we'll just put one more in. Okay, so small rooms. Sam, are there rules for finding your companion in the dungeon? I'm currently on another run through and just hit level 7, but I want to use these new rules without starting a new run. Exactly, Sam. What you can do is you can just incorporate it into your game. So, and the reason being, if you want to use the animal companion, you have always had that animal companion, but it's only now do you feel that it's old enough and capable enough to come into the dungeon with you. So just roll up an animal companion. It doesn't matter about it being a lower level because you choose to use the abilities for the animal. You don't have to have it attack if you don't want it to. So it's not necessarily affected, but it will be less effective against the more powerful creatures anyway. Okay, so that's how you would do it. Just generate yourself one of these. If you want a copy of the test rules, then you can drop me an email to toby@drgames.co.uk. You can see it above me here. Is that right? Yeah, up there. And that's the address, drgames.co.uk, and just put Toby at the front there. And then you will then be able to see it, and we'll get that going. Right. So, but if you do use the test rules, you've got to send me how it goes. Let me know how it goes. Send me an email. Right. So, small rooms. Go going to go on a little bit here. Small rooms is 103. Here we go. 8. Never Zeta doll. There is a rope. Never Zeta. Oh, it was Redacina. Rope doll. There is a hanging here. Limp and symbolic. If you can call for favour here, -2 to the roll. There's no space to make offerings. Ah. Oh, wow. Okay. So, alright. So I feel like things are connected up a little bit here. So in the back rooms, we've got some god worshipping going on in this space. Even though it's been largely abandoned, it's a dump and run down and damp, and fungal are growing, and there's a snake pit where people gamble. They fight snake versus snake. This is a kind of like a run down area. This is not really great, but here at the back, they have these little worshipping areas where they're Never Zeta. There's a little cult towards that follow Never Zeta. And this, let me just read this bit here again. A rope doll of Never Zeta hanging here. Okay. Let's put Nev doll in here. So I better try and do a little doll just hanging there. Alright, so there's a little cult. Yes, I do have a Never Zeta quest. So my Never Zeta quest is find an altar to Never Zeta for 2 favour points. The Holy Shroud. Okay, so I'm going to we're going to use a little bit of creative license here, and and do some inventive usage. So I see the doll, and I look up at it, and it reminds me of the sheet that I took, that the Holy Shroud that we found in the dump. So I open it out and I hold it up to the doll. I can see the outline of the doll on the shroud. And I hold it up, and as I hold it up, it whips from my hands and lashes around the doll and makes it complete, like a rag doll thing. And then it kind of just burns and cinders, and the rope cinders up to the ceiling, and there's this big like boom as Never Zeta, as I feel the presence, and I get 2 points for Never Zeta. And I'm going to tick 2 boxes in that column there as we complete that quest. I just feel like that just combines nicely. There we go. That's exciting. I didn't actually look at what the rooms are. All archways here. There we go. Just seem to fit nicely. Okay, right, so we're going to carry on through here. And, oh yeah, what's the XP? What's it again? Is it? How much do we get for the XP completing the quests? Is it? It's not 50, is it? Oh, man. I can't remember the exact number. Quests. It is 50. Right. So, as this energy washes over me, and I can feel the presence, this deity presence, I can feel my body surge with energy, and from 59 I go up to 119 XP, which means I level up, so I become level 2, and I have now 18. I could have just written a 1 in there. So I get 50 points for completing the quest, and now I am level 2 with 18 health points, which is kind of very suitable because I'm going up to the next level very soon. Alright, let's have a little look, see what we got down here. It's only going to be a small room in this space. It says 3, 6, so we'll just put in a 2x4 in here. And we're going to roll on the small room table again, see what we get. 7. It's a Muratani effigy. Okay, it's a grisly effigy of Muratani here. It smells of rotting flesh. If you call for its favour here, you get -2 to the roll. Okay, there's no offerings. It's just a Nevazeta, a Muratani. It's like a little cult area here. Miradol effigy. I'll just leave that there like this. Kind of grisly type thing going on, but not really, can't really do anything with that. No problem. Then we've got one last room, this space here. So we go back through this door, and we need to check to see whether this door is locked or not. 6, and it's locked. 2, it is open. Look at that. And we will roll to see the dimensions of this space. What have we got in here? How ironic is that? Look, 1 across and 5 up. I am going to take liberty here, and I'm just going to use some of these numbers. It's equivalent to 5 space, but I'm going to fill this area in here, and we're going to have a small room as it fits in nicely here. Would be a corridor under any other situation, but I'm just going to use up some of the area and just make a room in there that fits in here. It's a small room, another small room as we finish off this level. And what have we got? It is 10. It's a heated space. Okay, this space is room. Flickering shadow cast across the space. If you dry yourself, roll on L1P. There is nothing else in this room. Well, there is. There is something else in this room. There is the stairs down in the corner that lead down to level 2, as well as the burner. And if I want to dry off, I can. But I'm not going to do that. What we're going to do is we're going to head back to town. I'm not going to go down as yet. We are going to head back to town and see if we can sell that ruby. But we will do that next time. It could just be a corridor that leads to the stairs. It could be. You're right, actually. That might not be such a bad idea. I like to leave it in a room. So, we had some dramatic stuff. Very much a thematic kind of abandoned level of the dungeon. With some cultish things and maybe some illegal gambling going on in the background. And I'm going to go along here. I'm going to find myself an exit. There we go, the first one. And we're going to have an exit here up to the town. And next time we will continue starting off in the town, and then we'll go down to level 2, where we will continue with Cole. And incidentally, let's just up Cole's points here. Now, Cole has got 7 XP. Now, like with adventurers, you can just up them immediately. They just happen to... Waiting for gaining levels always struck me as strange. So, we're going to up the swoop. It costs 6 XP to go up to level 2. Your companion swings in and slashes in for D6 plus HE damage, which is a lot more. Okay, so D6 level 2, D6 plus HE damage there. Maybe that should be half HP. We'll probably do half. I will correct that. Half. See, there are a few little bits and pieces which I'm going to need to go over, and that when you get confronted with, you kind of think, right, well, I'll do that, and I might have this. I might just add in the table. So we have a level 2 swoop. That means he spent 6 points, and that takes the XP back down to 1. Okay. So Cole's our level 2 swoop ability, which is awesome. We've got a whole bunch of items. We've got an extra ration. I've got a ruby which I'm going to try and sell back in town so I can buy myself another piece of armor for level 2, because I'm not really very well equipped. I might look and see if there's any of this that might be worth anything when we're back in town. We can talk about that in the next adventure, and I will get this all neatly written up, and I will post this on the Facebook page. To find the 2d6 Dungeon Facebook page, all you got to do is type 2d6 Dungeon into the Facebook search, and it will come up. It's got over 5,000 people in it now. If you've got any questions, you can put them there. People like David, Nick, Jeff will be in there supporting people, helping them with answers. Vic will be helping. Yeah, I've never found a blazon armor, Vic, and you found 2, which is pretty amazing. In the same game. Don't forget to... yes. Yeah, guys, just if you don't mind clicking the like, that would be much appreciated. If you're watching a video back and you've got this far, you may as well click the like. Hopefully you've enjoyed what you've seen. It's been fun, and I apologise if I missed a few little things along the way, but it's just the phonetic nature of doing it live. Yes, guys, you're awesome. It's been a lot of fun. I will be back again next week. It will probably be Friday. I think Friday or maybe Wednesday. I'll have a look. I'll see how it is. Thursday nights have become gaming nights with my sister-in-law. But, yeah. Thanks, Mark. Thanks for being here. Thanks, Philip. Jason, might as well. I missed so much, but what I caught was great. Well, thanks, man. Thanks, Jason. Well, I hope you're here next time. Have a great time. Take care. Thanks, Jeff. Guys, I will be sending out the Animal Companion, as I said, so keep an eye out for that. That is definitely coming out now. I feel much more confident about not wasting people's time with earlier iterations. I can send this out now and feel like this is a good stage. Guys, I will catch up with Trebbit. Good to see you. You take care, guys, and I will see you very soon.